In the world of electric SUVs everywhere, today I am presenting you this all-new 2025 Q6 e-tron, and it is built completely on a new PPE architecture which was built along with Porsche. In fact, it shares the same platform under the Porsche Macan EV as well. So today I am here to help you decide whether you should buy this Q6 e-tron over the likes of Porsche Macan, BMW iX, Model Y, or even Cadillac Lyric or Genesis GV60. So let's find out. But hey, before that, please like and subscribe my channel if you are into honest, simple and practical car reviews. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Auto Reviews 24. Today I will dive deep into this 2025 Q6 e-tron, and we will talk about this car from exterior as well as high-tech interior which this car comes with. First of all, let's talk about the trims what it comes in Canadian market. It comes in three different trims, but the one which we have here is the top of the line Technic trim. The car starts at a price of 84,000 Canadian dollars, but the one which we are testing today is almost 100,000 Canadian dollars. So the question which I am here to help you answer is it worth paying this money for this Q4, or you should look for any other alternatives? Also understand that the car has next gen technology in terms of the interior tech as well as the outside design is completely new. Huge shout out to Glenmore Audi from Calgary for lending us this car today so that I can review it for you. If you are looking for a luxury electric SUV and Q5 or Q6 is something which you are looking for, then reach out to Justin. They have some stocks coming in and you should certainly get a great deal. Alright, so it's time for us to talk about the exterior design of this Q6 e-tron. This particular trim what we have in this Daytona grey pearl color looks really awesome. Especially this here has S-line trim. So you see all this blackout trim is all because of the S-line trim. So let us talk from the front first. The front, as you see, it has massive Audi grille and it is certainly a newer design in Audi's portfolio. The front grille here has this new Audi rings which are generally white. The grille also has 3D effect to it. Mind you, this is an all electric, so the entire grille is closed, but it does say e-tron over here, which is a nice touch. Also a center camera in front here. Over to the front lower bumper where you see this aggressive bumper which has got active grille shutters, and look at the opening is quite wide and big with this radar system for your active driving assist and all the ADAS features. Now, as I mentioned, this is a blacked out package S-line, so you see all this black plastic over here which looks really nice in this color combination. Now let's talk about the headlight, which is the talking point in the exterior design. This is an all new split headlight design for the Audi family. Up here is all your daytime running lights, as well as it has this ambient LED lights which does different 8 types of light patterns, and below is where you have your traditional headlights, all LEDs, high beam and low beam. You have some fake grille over here, but it does not have an active air curtains for the aerodynamic airflow. Let us talk from the side of this car. Again, this car comes with massive alloy wheels. I love this two-tone alloy wheels. These are R20. Tire profiles are 255 by 50 from Bridgestone, and this is really looking nice in this Q6 e-tron. In fact, I love the way these fenders are also body colored and it looks really nice and upscaled. Over to the sides is where you see traditional Audi design with blacked out side mirrors with integrated turn signals and a camera system for your 360-degree view. Overall, the side profile is very simple, looks more hatchback than an SUV profile. the car sits quite lower from the height perspective. Over here is where you have this prominent roof rails. Again, it has got panoramic sunroof, and also the side profile overall is very simple and sculpted in terms of the way the design language is. Over the bottom of the side is where you see this e-tron badging again with this dual tone finish with this black plastic here as well. The car has the ground clearance of 7.3 inches, which is good. The handles are traditional and actually pops out, not like every other electric car where there is a button just behind it, which is good touch from Audi. Over to the back of this car is where you will see again some slopey roof line, and I love the way this black trim goes across the windows as well as it connects back very seamlessly with this spoiler. Now this is an electric car, so you have the typical Audi e-tron charging ports both on the driver side as well as on the passenger side. So let us open the charge port over here. Again, it is motorized, as you see. It's taking some time to open, but this is how the charging port looks like. It is a typical CCS charging port, no NACS from Audi so far. This charging port here houses the onboard level 2 9.6 kilowatt charging, which actually takes roughly around 12 to 14 hours to charge. But the good thing is the car is built on 800-volt architecture. That means it supports DC fast charging. So this car supports 270 kilowatt DC fast charging, and hence it can go from 10 to 80% in just 21 minutes. So as I mentioned, the charging port is also on the passenger side rear. This is where it is, and again it operates from motor. It is pretty slow in terms of how it opens. Here you see it only has the CCS port, not the J1 port, which you have it on the other side of it. So that's another thing to note, but overall it does not have NACS here as well. Alright, so now we are in the back of this Audi Q6 e-tron, and let us talk about the design here. Again, the design is quite simple and elegant in its own way. We have been seeing this entire light bar for the width of the car in many cars, so is Audi now. Again, it looks really awesome in the night time, but it is simple and very sophisticated in my opinion. The Audi rings are also newer design now. One badging over here which says Q6, and the red badge is because it's an S line. So very subtle badging over here. The lower bumper also is very plain and simple with this blackout trims. It really pops out well. No exhaust system over here because it's an all EV. You also have the reflectors and the reverse light right here, and it is LED as well. Rear wiper here, being a German car, it's very standard over here. It does not tuck inside this rear spoiler, which is prominent and simple. We have the shark fin antenna over here, which looks really decent. Overall, the car from the back is very simple and elegant as well as minimalist design. Now let us talk about the trunk space of this car. As you see, a power operated trunk, and here you go. You have decent amount of trunk space behind the second row. You have almost 30.2 cubic feet, and when you flat the second row, it enables you almost 60.4 cubic feet. That's healthy numbers. Over here we have net on both the sides for some storage. You have this lever over here to flat the second rows. You also have electric button to kind of bring the car up and down because this car comes with air suspension, LED lights for your trunk. You also have trunk cover which is retractable, which is nice. That's pretty much it, and kind of it's very simple. Now let's check what's under the trunk. Under the trunk, as you see, there is a massive subwoofer because this car comes with Bang & Olufsen optional sound system, but it is quite deep, so you can certainly use this storage space for some storage as well. That's it from the trunk space. Now let us check in the front whether it has got any front space or not. Alright, so $1,000,000 question. Does this car have a front? Let us check it out. The hood is hydraulic, which is good, and there you go. Yes, it does have some space. I think very well laid out. Everything is very clean and nicely tucked. In fact, it has got roughly around 2 cubic feet of space, which is decent. Hood does not have the sound damping material over here. They could have certainly put something there for more quiet interior, but that's pretty much it from the front. Now let us get inside this car and understand the high quality material, the next gen tech, and the fit and finish quality of this Audi Q6 e-tron. Alright, so it's time for us to get inside the car and check the interior, but before that, let's talk about the key here. The Audi key for the Q6 e-tron is very simple and basic. I love this Audi symbol over here. Lock, unlock, trunk opening, and panic button. That's pretty much it. Now let's get inside the car. The opening of the car is very simple. The door handle comes out, and the opening of the door is quite wide as well. That's good. Now as soon as you step inside this interior of this Q6 e-tron, Audi being Audi, you see this massive tech screens as well as the passenger side screen as well. Everything looks simple and very modern in my opinion. Alright, so now let's talk about the driver's side door panel and understand the fit and finish and the material quality. Over here you have softest plastic, some leather stitch material over here. Now, Bang& Olufsen sound system is an optional, but it sounds really nice. Handrest here has soft touch material. One click buttons for your windows are nice and sturdy. This is where you see a lot of piano black finish, which I am not a great fan of, but you have got so many digital controls to control your side mirrors, lights, even the driver's memory seats are also controlled from this panel, which is typical Audi styling. Overall, the door pockets on this driver's side door panel is quite deep and wide. The material over here is hard plastic. I wish they could have gone with some better material choices. Now, as we go towards the car seats, now the driver's seat is 10 to 12 way adjustable, power operated. All the button controls are over here. The seats are quite comfy. On my left is where you see this interesting space where you can put some sunglasses or something else. Now you have got soft touch leather material over here. I love the way these air vents are quite slim and elegant. Even this area is plastic, but it looks like a fabric material. This being an S line, you also have aluminum style pedals here, which looks really high end. So over from the passenger side, let us check out the dashboard as well as the seats. Now the dashboard here is quite low. Everything is top notch. You have this soft touch leather finish over here, the same fabric style plastic. Over here you get a dedicated passenger screen which is 10.9 inches. Again, you can do a lot of things here. You can watch videos, you can even play games in this, and everything is top notch. You can even project your phone in this screen as well. That's quite neat. The overall material quality here is also soft touch with some stitching. The glove box is quite deep and wide. The car seat here are from the S line, so it is all black. You have the S badging over here, perforated, heated and ventilated. Again, it is high quality original leather, soft bolstered, and also has power adjustment like the driver seat, and everything else is very soft and neat. Even the side bolstering is more like a sports car seats, and that really shines out. Now, as far as the dashboard and the overall infotainment screen and the steering wheel is concerned, everything is very neatly designed and cohesive. The new steering wheel here is flat bottom from top as well as bottom, but it looks really nice in my opinion. Even it has this perforated style holding here as well as leather stitching and everything. Audi's new logo looks really great. The blacked out finish over here, the piano black, is too much in the entire car. I would say they should have gone with something else. This is an S badge because this is an S line, but I love this aluminum trim over here. Now the steering wheel is also power adjusted with telescopic and tilted, which is nice and luxurious. Overall, the visibility as well is good. In fact, you get this massive 18-inch wide augmented reality heads-up display, which really shines out in this feature list of this car. For the driver's screen here, you have this 11.9-inch massive digital screen. It has crisp digital graphics as well as everything is readable. Now, this being an EV car, you see that ready is because the car is ready to drive. Overall, you have left where you say 390 kilometers. It's the charging and the kilometer range. And on my right is where you have all the power and the light controls and everything. Other than that, on my right is where you have this massive 14.5-inch infotainment screen, and this is actually the talking point in this new car. The infotainment screen here is all high-tech. You have this navigation system as well as all the HVAC system here has these buttons in the screen, no physical knobs to control your ACs and everything. It has ventilated and heated seats as well as heated steering wheel. Now everything is easy, but you have a lot of other controls inside the menu because this is an Android based operating system. Comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is again great. Now other than that, you will see all the controls over here, and you can also play games as well in the screen. Now the car also comes with 360-degree camera, which with one touch of a button, as you see, it is quite intuitive, and the screen resolution is also decent. Now let us talk about the center console itself, starting with the AC vents over here. Again, neatly designed. You have these controls to adjust your AC vents. Again, piano black finish over here. Now you go deep here and you have some cubby space as well as wireless charger over here with a clip, but you have more piano black finish, but you have two USB-Cs and 12-volt charging. Center console, you have start stop button, some drive select modes, volume controls, parking brake as well as hill descent, and your gear knob is here where you push it back for drive, push it front for reverse. Again, everything is neatly designed, but one big complaint is this entire area is piano black, and as you clearly see it, it kind of catches a lot of dust and fingerprints. Now the cup holders here are also decent size and very easy to access. Bolstering of the center console is also soft. Now let's open this and see if it has any space. The space under the center armrest is not too deep, but it is quite wide. As you see, I can literally put half of my hand inside, but there is no USB-C or any charging port over here. Alright, so now I'm at the back seat of this Q6 e-tron. Let's talk about the back seat space and comfort. First of all, the door opens wide, but not wide enough, especially so you have, small entry exit here. Now the door panel here is as good as the front. You have got softest plastic, leather material, everything is neatly designed, but here is where you see hard plastic. One good thing is they have this sunshade here, which is manual, but at least they have it. Now I have got decent legroom in the front, and it is roughly around 37 inches. The car sits higher from the floor, so I can easily tuck my legs inside to stretch. That is really good. Overall, I am 5'8" and my headroom is also quite good thanks to this panoramic sunroof over here. The center console also gives you AC vent for the second passengers, also some controls for heated seats. I do see two USB-C ports over here. Now let's talk about the seat comfort. The seats are as cushiony and soft like the front seats, again perforated for your heated, as well as overall the bench is quite wide, so when you see the under thigh support is also quite nice. You also have a center console over here, decent size for holding your cup holders. No pass through in this car, which I would say they could have given being a German car. That's pretty much it from the second row seats. Overall the space is nice but not the greatest in this car segment. So let me know what you think about this Q6 e-tron. Do you think the back seat is roomy enough, or you would like to go with something else in this segment? Now we have seen the exterior and the interior of this Audi Q6 e-tron. Let us talk about the EV specs of this car before we take this car on a drive and check whether it drives like a Porsche or it is still an Audi. So this Q6 e-tron comes with dual motor setup, which produces 456 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It is mated with 100 kilowatt hour battery, which gives you 300 miles, 500 kilometer of range, which is really nice, isn't it? The car is underpinning the 800 volt architecture, which brings DC fast charging, 250 kilowatt charging capacity, which takes 10 to 80% in 21 minutes. The car goes from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. Towing capacity is 4400 lbs, and overall the length of the car is 188 inches. Alright, so it's time for us to take this e-tron on the drive and let us check how good it is. Does it have the same performance as the Porsche Macan? Let us check it out. Now as soon as you turn on the car, everything is silent because it's an EV. All you need to do is put your keys over here and put this on drive, and there you go. Now overall the car is really pleasant in terms of the noise levels so far, and the driving seems quite agile as well. This car does come with ambient lighting, and the ambient lighting is very similar to how the new Model Y has. As you see, if I turn signals, it has this ambient lighting which also changes colors. The heads-up display is actually augmented in 3D, and it looks really interesting in my opinion. The car driving is very smooth, and the overall lane change is also quite easy thanks to the slimmer A-pillar. The steering wheel is quite light as well as precise, which is good. The turning radius of this car is also decent, and especially the power delivery is smooth and linear. As soon as I put the foot on the gas pedal, in this case the car really jumps to the higher speed. It's quite agile to drive in corners as well. The car is driving pretty much like an SQ6, which is their sportier version of this car, which is always good to know. Braking of this car is decent, but it is quite hard and firm. As soon as you put your feet on the brake pedal, it really gives you that braking feedback, but it's quite harsh, so you need to get used to it. Body roll on this car is also decent, as I'm kind of juggling the steering wheel, but the body roll is not that bad. If you change the driving modes over here, you see it's individual, dynamic, comfort, and efficiency and off-road. Now let us just keep it in dynamic. That's where I want to check whether the steering wheel is hard. Yes, it is. The steering wheel does become a little stiffer, as well as the overall power delivery is much more faster. In fact, in this dynamic mode, overall suspension also stiffens up thanks to this dynamic suspension system. In this also it comes with air suspension. In my opinion, the driving of this car is really top notch, right up there, if not as good as Porsche Macan, but it is very close to the Porsche Macan's driving abilities. Overall, really fun to drive, and it's one of the best experience in this Q6 e-tron. Well, that's all from the driving experience. Now let us talk about the final thoughts. Alright then, after spending some good quality time with this Q6 e-tron, it's time for the final thoughts. Should you shortlist, consider or go ahead and buy this electric SUV? Well, if you are in the market for a mid-size electric luxury SUV, then you should certainly put this Q6 e-tron high on your shortlist. The car has great performance driving, the exterior is very clean and elegant, it has got high-tech interior as well. But the areas where it can improve is the interior fit and finish and the material choices. Too much of hard plastic and piano black finish inside. One more thing is where it can do well is the overall pricing alignment with the other manufacturers offerings in this segment. So this segment is very heavy in its competition. Let us talk about them. You have got its own brother Porsche's Macan EV, which is very nice, and obviously Porsche being Porsche, great to drive as well. You also have Genesis GV60, you have got BMW iX and even Model Y, which is the most popular car in this segment and the highest seller. So if you are an Audi loyal fan, then you should certainly have a hard look at this Audi Q6 e-tron. Well, thank you all for watching, and if you like my review, please like and subscribe my channel. That's all from my side. See you all in the next one.